Stick to the plan. So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? Now, today we're gonna be reviewing Big Sean's I Decided album, his 4th studio album, and I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this since he announced it, because the stuff that Big Sean has been dropping, like No More Interviews, Living Single, Bounce Back, Moves, all the tracks he's been dropping over the last few months have been fire, and lyrically this dude is stepping it up. Like, this guy is killing it. So I had to check this out. I booked tickets already, so I'm going to his concert. He's coming out to Connecticut in April, so that's exciting. I can't wait for that. So me and a couple friends are going out. That's dope. But we're gonna get into this. Now, heads up, guys. I took a lot of notes, and of course, in this review, you're not gonna get my detailed thoughts on each one of the songs, because that would be a long video. But I'm gonna go through on a couple songs that I thought, I should at least put out there. As I was listening to this. Let me start by saying, Big Sean, when he first came out, and I think his first album was Finally Famous, I didn't really care for it. He had a funny song, I think it was called like MILF, and like Nicki was on it, and like the stuff she was spitting was interesting. But I wasn't a Big Sean fan when he first came into the game. Then over time, as he started doing collabs and dropping projects, he started getting more appealing, especially on his last album. I think it was called Dark Sky Paradise, if I'm not mistaken. He started getting more appealing with the stuff he was dropping, whether it was a feature or, like I mentioned, the songs he's been dropping for like the past few months now. So we're gonna go over this album. Now, the first part of this that you see, before we even get into that, the album cover, which I'm gonna show right here for you guys. The album cover, as you can tell, there's 2 people in it. And it's like a parallel universe. This is a concept album. So if you look at this, you have Big Sean, the old Big Sean here, and this is the new one, which leads you into the intro. For those that aren't too sure about it, the intro was Big Sean in a past life, his old self. And this guy, he didn't have the best life. He was working a job he didn't like, had a life that he didn't care for. His life wasn't going in the direction that he wanted to. It sounds like he was taking like a walk on the road or street, on a sidewalk or something. He could have been crossing the street, and as he was trying to ask God, for like something and trying to get some inspiration, a car hits him. And then that's where the song The Light comes in with him and Jeremiah, and going into the light, that term, essentially, to break it down, Big Sean saying that you can't take his light. And with the hand that Big Sean was dealt with, him being a kid from Detroit, seeing someone die and a dead body in front of his eyes at the age of 14, just various things has made him who he is, and he's had to deal with the card that he was dealt. There was also a line that I thought was interesting in this here. Let's check it out. I wrote down everything, and it's the first line that he said. I spent my whole life trying to improvise. When that first line hit, I'm like, I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, he's got a point. I feel like in a sense we all do that. We have, an idea of what and where we're trying to go with our life, but day to day, I feel like we're just improvising. We're just trying to, find the steps to get there. So I thought that was interesting in that line, just in general. Jeremiah saying that, Big Sean saying they can't stop the light or can't see the light. Jeremiah saying they're gonna try to shade you. Big Sean staying positive, saying that no one can stop him. They can't stop the shine. You can't stop what he was given. Which then leads into a song that I personally liked, which was No Favors. This song I thought was interesting because it was fitting. It fit for both rappers that were on there, Big Sean and Eminem, being that they didn't get any favors. Yeah, Big Sean got put on by Kanye, and he ran with it. Eminem got put on with Dre, and he ran with it. They didn't have they didn't get any handouts or any favors. They just got that one look, and they were shooting off from there, both of them. Which I thought was a great person to pick to feature on your album. Someone being from the same, city that you're from, and also being that inspiring like Eminem. Which, also let me touch on, Eminem killed it. And when he said the whole, my first time listening to this, and he was like, Trump's a bitch, and he said that, I was gone. I was like, what? I'm kind of looking forward to whatever rant Trump has to do on Twitter when he hears about that. But I thought that kind of blew me away as a shock. I was like, wow. But I thought the song in general was very fitting. Like I said, they both worked hard. Big Sean, he's been doing this for at least the last 5, 6, 7 years as far as being on the mainstream since the first album. So he's been doing his thing. To be on his 4th studio album and still be killing it, that's dope. A lot of rappers don't make it to this. So I gotta give Big Sean credit. No handouts. He did it on his own. You know, he even showed up on the radio station, rapped Kanye. Like, he was doing his thing. He worked for it. Which then leads me to this next song, Jump Out the Window. Now, the titles to these songs I thought were interesting. Jump Out the Window, Halfway Off the Balcony. These were all interesting. Now, this song was interesting because when you listen to it, first off the title, I'm thinking, okay, why would you want to jump out the window? But then it's a song, it's talking about an abusive relationship that he's seeing that his close friend that's a girl is going through. It's interesting because he's essentially trying to talk her out of it, and just like the wordplay and the little witty punchlines and stuff that he uses. Like, one of the lines I liked in this, you walked in with the perm and now your hair look like the weekends. And I was just like, oh, like, okay. Like, the song was, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, of course, whether you have a friend or family member or something that has been in an abusive relationship, but just the song and like the words and just everything was interesting. And like, keep him saying, you know, you're always quick to give your friends advice, but you don't take it for yourself. Well, like, I'm sure we've all been in that situation where we take, you know, we're quick to give our friends that advice that we need for ourselves. And it was just interesting, like, him being on that side of the friend that's saying, hey, like, you need to get out of this. It's not good for you. If something happens, yeah, he's gonna step in, but it's up to that person to realize what's going on. Which then leads me to Halfway Off the Balcony. This song, you can tell Big Sean was has grown up. Let's say has, because, you know, he's been in the industry for a while now. He came in wanting to get paid. Halfway Off the Balcony is essentially a song that is touching on relationships, saying it's not about the physical, or it's not just about the physical, and also, you know, the money. Like, having a job and getting paid is not all about that. Like, that he's viewed things wrong, and that maybe everyone that views things like this is wrong. Now, one of the things he said was interesting as far as the physical part when it comes to relationships in Halfway Off the Balcony was, I realized when it comes to girls that chemistry means way more than anatomy. As far as the job part, the job relating part in this, it's strange. Cause I'm like, I remember Big Sean like talking about getting paid, and now he's reverting back. But of course, you're growing. So now he knows more. He knows better. Now, as far as you guys may remember on Blessings, you know, a song that came out a couple years back when he was like, fuck a vacay, I feel better at work. Which is different from what he said on a song, Mercy, that I think he featured on, he collabed with Good Music on, when he said, finally got paid, now I need shade and a vacay. You guys remember that? I remember that when it was buzzing on the summer. His mindset has changed, which I gotta say is dope. He's not stuck in that same mindset. And throughout this album, you hear, like, through a bunch of songs where he's trying to support his friends and his family, especially his mother, which he cares about so much. I gotta give Big Sean credit. Like, he's not looking out for himself. He's looking out for the people around and making sure they're good, making sure his mom's good, got her a place, got her a car, got her anything that she needs. Big Sean, I gotta give it up to him. This album was dope from top to bottom. Another part that I thought was good, at the end of Bigger Than Me, when he had like, it was like a recorded phone call with him and his mom. And just like, that whole conversation was interesting. This album, there wasn't a single track that I'm like, nah, this is whack, I gotta skip it. Like, Bounce Back and Moves, yeah, they were radios type single songs, but he was actually rapping and spitting, and like the lyrics were on point. It wasn't just like, you know, a repeating hook or something. Like, he killed it. Like, this is actually dope. This has me looking forward indefinitely to his concert that I'm going to. You know, I'd love to get down through some of the other songs to break them down here for you guys, but I'm just gonna get into my top 3 songs of this album. It was hard to pick, and even now I'm like, which ones? But I gotta go with No Favors featuring Eminem. Big Sean killed it, Eminem killed it. Definitely gotta be in my top list from this album. My next one would have to be Sacrifice featuring Migos. I'm not big on Migos, but they fit this. I digged Offset and Quavo's. The verse was alright. It wasn't bad, it wasn't super great, it was good. Like, I still dig it. Still a song that I'd probably bang in the car. I'm cool with that. My next one would have to be Voices in My Head, stick to the plan. Now, you saw in the beginning of this video, it was in my head from listening to this, just because he says it a lot, because he's trying to tell himself he has to stay on track with what he's trying to do and where he's trying to get to. He's like, stick to the plan, stick to the plan. It just plays over and over. That's probably gonna be like a workout song or something for me. And overall, guys, I gotta give this album a rating of a 10. Like, I'm sitting here looking at this track list and playing these songs over and over, just trying to get an understanding of everything. And this album is dope. Like, he put work in, he killed it. I gotta give him credit. Clever concept album for it. He has little inserts of the old him throughout the song. It's normally at the end of it. Very interesting. Very, very similar to how Kendrick did to Pimp a Butterfly, where at the end Kendrick was spitting with the poems at the end of each song. Very interesting. If you guys have heard this album, tell me your thoughts down below. Tell me your top songs. Tell me what you would rate this album. Do you feel the same? Did you feel different? What tracks were you feeling? If you haven't heard this album, check it out. It's worth listening to. You know, like I said, I wasn't the biggest Big Sean in the beginning, but now he's starting to grow on me, and his music is getting a lot better. Like, he's growing for sure. So check it out. Spotify, iTunes, you know, all the usual places. I'm sure we're all used to it. And with that being said, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, why haven't you? So with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.